What's up, guys? Twintuitive 717. I am back with another reading, hanging out with my little sidekick, Mega Good Vibes, hiding behind the bushes over there. We're going to dive right into a collective message. I've been picking up on this all morning and I need to share it for the collective, okay? So it's for those of you who are on this twin flame journey, and I feel like it is for the divine feminine energy that I am picking up this hesitation with. And I feel like if this reading has found you, there could be something in the title that's resonating already right off the bat. I feel like new love wants to make its way in, and I feel like a lot of you are seeing that the more you make room, because I kept getting that make room, like the more you make room, or the more that you let go of, I'm hearing the past, okay? And a lot of this is what you thought that you wanted, but for many of you, I feel like the energy of detachment has made space for the healthier version of love to enter, if that makes sense. So I'm going to do a quick 3-card spread on new love coming towards you. This is not going to resonate for everyone, but I feel like it's going to find those of you that it's meant to. Universe, please provide clarity along the journey, Please provide guidance along the twin flame journey for those who need it. Okay, let's do a 3-card spread on the past, present, and future when it comes to love. Okay, so I'm going to put the deck down and I'm going to cut it. Okay, and let's go ahead and take the very last card that's left. Okay, guys, so we're going to go with the past, present, and future, okay? And I normally don't do these types of readings, but I really am feeling guided for those of you who are hesitating on letting it in, or you're just in the process of this journey where some kind of shift is ready to take place. But there's this energy of feeling like you don't know if you can start from scratch, or you don't know if you're worthy or deserving of this, or it's like it being in this kind of gray place where you're hesitating. Again, I don't know why I keep getting the word hesitating. Okay, so let's find out why. What happened in the past? Okay, so clearly decide what you want so it comes to you now. Okay, so we have the energy of very soon. Okay, so many of you, I feel in the past, it wasn't very clear on what it is you wanted. But I feel like through this twin flame experience with your divine masculine counterpart, they've helped you to make it clear more than ever what it is you find attractive, what it is you find romantic. Sorry guys, my eyes are getting super itchy. And I'm just wanting to use a tissue just to be safe because it's my eyes. Oh, sorry guys. Okay, so as I was saying, for those of you on this twin flame journey, I feel like when your divine masculine came into your life, divine feminine, it was just their presence. You didn't really put too much thought or emphasis on the details, the finer details, the fine print. Okay, so many of you, I feel like you're waking up from this spell of being captured or fascinated by your divine masculine and their physical presence, but I feel like the gift that their energy, their soul has brought to you in this lifetime is to pay attention to the fine print, pay attention to the finer details. And many of you are getting an opportunity in love, but this time around, I feel like what your counterpart has helped you to see or open up your eyes to is what you are so deserving of. And I feel like many of you you're putting that into perspective. I feel like for you in the past in love, many of you are comfortable in situations that just provided security. I feel like a lot of you had experiences with your divine masculine that made you see that maybe you were lacking passion, romance. Those things were really important to you, but part of you settled in the current relationships that you were in. And I feel like many of you now are moving forward from those decisions that you made in the past. And there's this like fresh energy that's wanting to come through. But I feel like what they're trying to say is learn from your past, and this time around, clearly decide so that it clearly decides. See how the cards slipped out of my hands? I feel like it's that, again, that energy of like hesitating. Like many of you might feel like part of your nerves are shot from this journey. It's hard to be clear on what it is you want out of love, because again, this energy keeps creeping up on you that you don't deserve it, or not that you don't deserve it, but it's like it's not real, or like wanting this type of love or romance is superficial, or it doesn't exist, or you have to settle type of energy. Okay, I feel like stay in your own lane, stay in your own lane of manifestation. And what I mean by that is like, don't let anybody get into your lane when it comes to you deciding what it is you want out of love and romance. Because I feel like the new type of love that's coming in for many of you, it is like, the best way I can explain it for the Divine Feminine Collective is it feels safe. Because I feel like you've had to protect yourself or be on guard for so long that you've forgotten what it's like to be in the safety of one's arms. I don't know why I'm getting that. Okay, I feel like this new counterpart, there's something about their arms. Like, I don't know, it could be like tattoos. It could be like just really strong arms. You could really like their hands. They could have really big hands. Like, something about this person coming into your life is bringing in the energy of like this protective kind of serious energy. And I feel like it's really attractive to many of you. And you can pick up on it energetically and intuitively, okay? Because many of you are getting more clear on what it is you want. And I feel like that's because of the experience that you had with your twin flame, with your divine masculine. Many of you really started questioning what is divine masculine energy when you came into contact with your twin flame, right? And so this is a lesson I feel like they brought to you, okay? So let's see what the current energy is, okay? So there's that new love coming in. A person has stirred your romantic feelings, okay? So a lot of you, get ready for it. You're not going to be expecting to feel this kind of pull. I feel like for a lot of you, it's going to be sudden. It's going to be suddenly sweeping you off your feet, or it's going to be a sudden like feeling in your heart space that's like, whoa, who is that? Okay. And it's going to be, I feel like for a lot of you in the divine feminine energy, you've gained so much in terms of knowing yourself and expanding a lot of your spiritual gifts that now you know energy doesn't lie. Okay. So for a lot of you, these romantic new love experiences, encounters that are coming up for you, they're exciting because you can feel the energy. You don't have to second guess. You don't have to question it. You don't have to chase it. Many of you are just like, okay, I can feel the pull and it feels good. And I'm just going to, really relax into my divine feminine energy, previous from what I did, not knowing and not being able to decide and not, I guess, really knowing or being clear on what it is we want. But now that many of you are clear on what it is you expect, it's coming to you. Before it couldn't, because the energy was all over the place. Not even you were sure, right? I feel like a lot of your masculines too, a message that I'm picking up on is like, you allowed the divine masculine to lead, but they didn't really know how to do that as well. And I feel like the lesson there was for many of you to be able to learn how to lead first. And be by knowing how to lead on your own first, making good decisions for yourself, that having a lot to do with distancing yourself from, patterns with your divine masculine, and, realizing that, wait a second, even though this is some kind of connection or spiritual connection, I'm not supposed to be lingering like this or sticking around for this. Like, what is this really trying to teach me? So I feel like now that many of you have done that, you're making space, or you're making room for this new love to come in, and you're going to be just a lot more grounded and a lot more intuitive about what's happening. I feel like for a lot of you, you're letting things unfold naturally, or you may be guided to let this unfold naturally, because I'm getting so much butterflies and excitement for a lot of you. And I really am getting strongly to tell you, if this reading resonates with you, just to let things unfold, because I feel like for a lot of you, it is that similar pull that you have felt once upon a time on your twin flame journey. And for many of you in the Divine Feminine Collective who, I feel like you're kind of passing those tests in terms of just embracing whatever comes your way. I know many of you have been single, celibate, focused on self, focused on just kind of getting rid of a lot of the debris, a lot of the karmic debris. It's forced you into a place of solitude and being on your own, but it's made you so much more powerful in return. So I do feel like get ready to receive a lot more experiences like this where you're going to be attracting a lot more suitors who are in alignment with you, because again, you are very clear now on what you want. Okay, and that's sort of like this gift I feel again that your masculine has given to you. Okay, so let's see what's coming up. Ooh, romantic feelings. I love it. That's why I was telling you guys. It's going to feel really, really similar to that pull of when you first met your counterpart or your twin flame. It's going to feel very euphoric, and I feel like it's going to kind of slap a lot of you in the face because again, you're so sure, and I feel like you've had many experiences where you've not been able to connect with anybody else other than your twin flame, or feel that romantic pull, or not even romantic pull, but just feel that pull towards them, period. And just in this constant autopilot mode of trying to figure this out. But now many of you are not trying to figure it out. I feel like it's not meant to be figured out. It's just meant to be lived. You're just meant to experience it. And that in itself is allowing many of you to detach, and it's creating forgiveness. I feel like it's creating like forgiveness and learning. I know is in the Romance Angel Oracle deck as well. I think it came out in yesterday's reading. But that's what I'm getting for a lot of you. It was hard to see it because a lot of you suffered with a really heavy at war energy with your counterpart for a really long time. And then it became exhausting, so exhausting to the point where you had nothing else left to do but just to release it. But you couldn't release it without acknowledging it and forgiving them in some way, shape, or form. A lot of you unblocked your counterparts off of social media, not wanting to communicate or anything like that, but just because it doesn't make sense to do it. And for those of you experiencing, narcissistic connections and you shouldn't unblock them and you should go no contact and blah, blah, all that stuff, I totally respect where it is you are on the journey. I feel like this is more just meant for those of us who have learned that lesson, again, forgiveness and learning, where we've understood that it's like, okay, this isn't not because I'm obviously still putting up resistance, right? I can have this be in my face and in my space and still hold peace. So I feel like because of that, because it's coming from a genuine place where many of you really just, you want to experience life again. And I feel like because of that, there's this genuine feeling of wanting your divine masculine to experience life again, or just be happy, or be in that sun energy, celebratory energy, which by the way, because of this release, I feel like it's just such sunny weather. We've been getting like crazy, and I do feel like it represents a lot of the freedom and the beauty that a lot of the divine masculines are feeling as well, just feeling more confident and less drained. And also too, like they can, and I've shared this already, but they could definitely tell that there's something that's brewing in your energy too, divine feminine. Many of them could be just kind of smiling, having a pep in their step because they can feel that your energy is flirty. But I feel like eventually it's going to end up coming to a place of realizing that energy that you're carrying is not for them. Okay, a lot of your divine masculines too have been feeling really excited about, I feel like a physical encounter or some kind of reunion with you, because they can feel that your energy is very light. They're connected to you. So they could feel your energy is like flirty and fun and light. But I do feel like many of them coming to that realization that these romantic feelings that are brewing for you, it actually has to do with new love. So I'm excited to see, what ends up coming up for the masculine collective in terms of that shift or that change, because I feel like when you're on this journey, like when the divine feminine starts experiencing something that like it's never been felt before, it's never been experienced before, it definitely sends the masculine into a whirlwind of emotions, or like old triggers end up coming up. So I feel like right now it's going to be their test of like detachment from you, divine feminine, because with you entering into this space of attracting new love, you have all of these romantic feelings. I feel like many of them, they're going to get curious, and curiosity kills the cat type of energy, where there is the sense of like doom that they're going to end up feeling when they realize that a lot of this big emotion or that big energy, it is actually meant for this new love that is coming your way. But again, really excited to see how that energy affects your counterpart, because I do feel like the way it kind of goes on this whole twin flame journey is that they're going to get ready to be impulsive about it and do something big. I feel like those triggers from this divine feminine, let's get a card on it. I feel like these triggers from the divine feminine, it ends up pushing the divine masculines to shift a lot in their own physical lives. Can we tell where these areas are going to be affected for the divine masculines? Yeah, the dark night of the soul. Okay, this is the doom that they're going to end up feeling when they realize that this big energy that they're feeling, many of them are getting excited. They're like gearing up to, you know, kind of feel chased by you. I'm hearing even the karmic energies around many of them that are still lingering are like, ooh, what's this energy about? Are they getting ready to, like, you know, come through in terms of you know, pushing that energy out of wanting reconciliation with this divine masculine. But I feel like everybody's going to be shocked and surprised to know that this big energy, this big creative energy that's coming from you, yeah, it's actually, yeah, it's no longer with this divine masculine. You're breaking free of these patterns, okay? And that's why I was saying in the beginning, when many of you make room, you know, you're breaking a lot of patterns that you've been bounded to. I feel like you're releasing it. And I feel like it's been an easy release. It's more of an illusion that you've been trapped. So it's interesting because look at these dark energies here. I feel that's coming up for the divine masculine, but it's good in a sense. It's like, it's not to be afraid of the dark or that darker emotions that we end up experiencing, but you're going to get ready, divine feminine, I feel like, to really trigger somebody. How is this new love going to affect the divine masculines? Okay, so freedom and opportunities. Okay, that's why I was saying they might end up doing something drastic or impulsive, because like that trigger ends up making them want to outshine, you know, whoever it is that may be attracting your attention or pulling your energy in this romantic way. They're going to want to do something to outshine it, or, you know, take some kind of leap into getting out of these types of energy here. It could be like karmic downfalls. It could be traveling, relocating, you know, kind of going off the face of the earth type of energy. But this time around, I feel like many of you are going to kind of smirk at that or smile at that, because it's just how it goes. It's how it goes. It's good to just let it go and kind of see where things fall into place. Okay, so yeah, many of you have been just kind of oddly you know, feeling your divine masculine's energy again around you, especially if you have been experiencing the new love and just a new version of yourself that's more detached and free. Many of you are getting ready to see them get into some kind of big opportunity or big change. And I feel like, again, you're smiling because you know that it is because you've detached in a sense. Now it gets the ball rolling in their court. Okay, so yeah, we'll check in with the divine masculine energies again and see how this new love that's coming towards the divine feminine. And I feel like for many of you, again, it's not going to be for everybody. Take the titles and the readings how it resonates. But yeah, I feel like for those of you who are in the divine feminine energy, this is something that, again, it is just like, you know, preordained, or it's destined in a way for you to experience. And many of you might be feeling initially like, wow, that's kind of hard to believe because of how you feel in your heart space. But just prepare to be surprised in terms of like your heart, right? Like your love is not a light switch. You can't just turn it on and off. Like when you see somebody and you connect to them and you feel what you feel, it's like you can't help it. Your heart space just literally cannot help it. And you can feel the energy coming from that other person too. And it makes it that much more exciting. Okay, guys? So that's what I have for you for this one. Sorry if I rambled on. But yeah, I had to get that one out.